Hello everyone, LucaYasha, and welcome to our next top 5 videos where we do the top 5 electric type Pokemon. Now when it comes to electric types, they're sort of the forgotten type for me. They're not one of my favourites, but really they don't stand out to me that much. I mean, they have a few good moves like Thunderbolt and Volt Switch, but really when it actually comes down to it, I don't really see any amazing electric types out there. Now if I was allowed to use legendaries on this list, then there would be Zekrom would be on this list as well as Raikou. But unfortunately, I don't do legendaries on this list, so this was probably the hardest list for me to make so far, when compared to Dragon types when there's so many to choose from that I really like, and then electric types where it's like, do I really like this one? Do I like this one? So really this was sort of a niche kind of list. It wasn't really one which I thought, oh, it's going to be a really tough decision because there's so many electric types. No, it was more the fact that are there really standout electric types that I really like. And I did manage to find them, my top 5. And for those wondering, yep, Zekrom would be number 1, and if I did top 20s of every single electric type, Rotom would be at the bottom. I hate that thing. Sorry for like Rotom, but he's not on this list. Now when it comes to electric types, they often have high special defense, and oftentimes in offensive abilities they have high speed and high special attack. And considering the fact that the mascot Pokemon is actually balanced, it's quite weird, because you can run physical electric types, there are those out there, and those ones are some of my favourites. But anyway, let's move right on to my top 5 favourite electric type Pokemon. Number 5. At number 5 this week we have Electivire. Now in Generation 1 we were introduced to Electabuzz and Magmar, and I thought they were pretty cool. They were pretty standout Pokemon, I liked them. But then in Gen 4 of course they got evolutions, and while Magmortar looks a bit kind of meh, I prefer Magmar over Magmortar, Electivire really stands out. They made it slower and they made it a physical hit. I mean, look at those arms, he's been lifting. Do you even lift, bro? Do you lift, bro? So in terms of design, Electivire, in my opinion, is a far better design than what Electabuzz was. But in terms of battle capability, it's quite powerful. I mean, like I said, he's been lifting weights, you can run mixed if you want. I prefer to run the full physical variant just because that's what he looks like for. And granted, some people prefer to run the mixed variant, but for me, it's all physical, because you want to use those Popeye arms. That's why I should nickname these things, I should name them Popeye. But like I said, design is awesome. Its attack is quite high, and its speed is okay. It's really sort of standout. You see what I mean about this list, what I said at the beginning? You see, there are no really good standout electric types to me. Like I said, there are electric types I like, but in terms of their compatibility, they really sort of don't stand out to me. If I was going to run an electric type, I'd use a different type that can actually run electric moves, which is very odd. Still, Electivire is a pretty cool looking mon, and he is quite a powerhouse when he uses them fists. He has access to all the punches, and so speed's about average. Of course, if you can get that boost of speed up, then that'd be really useful. So as I said, and the shiny, of course, just the highlights of blue, and obviously blue, one of my favourite colours, so nice little blue there rather than red. So pretty cool mon, pretty fun to use, I do like him. So, number 5 this week, we have the powerful Mr. Lifted Popeye Arms, Electivire. Number 4. At number 4 this week, we have Jolteon. Speaking of Generation 1 electric types, we have Jolteon. Now, when it comes to Generation 1 electric types, we have Pikachu, Electabuzz, and Jolteon. And Jolteon, in my opinion, is the best one that came from them. And look at the design. First off, fantastic. Of course, Eevee is one of my favourite Pokemon, so every evolution is pretty awesome in my opinion. But Jolteon just stands out. Incredibly fast, incredibly high special attack. Pretty much essentially what an electric type should be. He's the purest of pure electric types. He's the OG electric type. But the design is awesome. And of course, his strength is immeasurable. I said, when it came to making this list, there really wasn't a top 5 electric types for me. It was more of a top 4, really. Because while Electivire is cool and all, Jolteon, and from this point on, are these electric types that I absolutely love. So when it comes to Jolteon, like I said, design, fantastic. Speed, special attack, absolute monster. Granted, it does have a bit of a problem with its move pool. It doesn't really get anything standoutish. Pretty much Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Signal Beam, and Shadow Ball. Really is pretty much all you can run. If you want to try and run a stalling set Jolteon with a Tract or anything like that, then be my guest. But use Jolteon what he's meant for, with the powerful Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, and hell, even run Thunder if you want. Speaking of, I do love the Japanese name for this thing, which is Thunders. That's what I should name this thing as well. And this is something which I've been asked about. Why don't I nickname my Pokemon? Well, I do nickname them, but the reason why they're not nicknamed is for these lists. Because these lists have to have them as their regular names, because it's my OCD. I said Jolteon, probably one of my favourite evolutions. Probably, what would you be, Jolteon? Maybe number 4 or number 3 of my favourite evolutions of all time. Because whenever I play my Fire Red version, I get my Eevee, I always turn it into a Jolteon. Just because Jolteon's pretty awesome. If I had the time and effort to make it an Espeon, I would, but Jolteon, you're still pretty cool as well. So, at number 4 this week, we have Jolteon. Number 3. At 3rd place this week, we have Luxray. Now, as you may have noticed, I like Generation 4. Quite a few of my favourite Pokemon so far have been from Generation 4, whether they've been evolutions or actually came from Generation 4. And Luxray, oh my god, this thing is beautiful. I mean, look at it, a black electric lion. It's absolutely amazing. Evolved from Shinx, it's probably one of the cutest Pokemon out there. And of course, its power. Well, it's not really a special attack as you'd think, it's more of a physical variant again. It gets access to Guts, meaning that you can run Flame Orb or Toxic Orb, whatever orb you want on this thing. And it can really punch damage, give it Facade, it just punches through things. Now, I'm going to say this, and I want GameFreak to listen. Mega Luxray, please make it happen. It needs to happen. Luxray is one of those Pokemon which just needs the Mega right now. Just because A, it would be an awesome design to see, and B, because its power isn't really anything standoutish. I said, its speed is pretty average, and its attack is probably its best stat. And if you want to run the mix set, you can, but I just prefer to go Adamant Guts full out there, which is, in my opinion, a bit more fun to do. I said, design-wise, absolutely perfect. Some people say that we didn't really have a proper lion-looking Pokemon, which is kind of true, because Luxray is supposed to be based on a Shinx rather than a lion, but I consider it a lion. It's got L at the beginning of it, it's a lion. Okay, it's an electric lion, case closed. As I said, in terms of design, pretty cool. I don't have the shiny, but the shiny's pretty good as well, but I prefer the blue on it. And so, as I said, Mega Luxray would just stand out far more. The power, the design is just so awesome. Luxray's probably the coolest of all the electric types. Yeah, that's it. Luxray is the coolest of all electric types out there. Design and power, it's all respectable enough. So, at taking 3rd place this week, we have Luxray. Number 2. Taking 2nd place this week, we have Emolga. And Emolga, in my opinion, is the best Pika clone out there. It's fast, agile, and oh my god, the design. I think it's just the best Pika clone out there. And Pachirisu was a contender for this list for its adorableness, of course, Draco Meteor, Pachirisu. But still, Emolga is pretty damn awesome. Like I said, the speed is what really gets me for it. It gets Ice Agility, Baton Pass, Air Slash, Electroball. That's my favourite sets. I do run a Haxie Emolga, and that works sometimes. It's fun to use. Like I said, Emolga, absolutely adorable. I love using this thing. It just makes me smile whenever I see Emolga. Like I said, when it comes to Pika clones, Pikachu for me is probably one of my least favourite Pokemon, mainly because of how overhyped it is. If I was to choose an electric rodent, I would choose Emolga as my pet, this thing flying around everywhere. That's the thing, electric types only have one weakness, and that is ground types. So you'd think adding a flying type would make that fully immune. Well, not quite, you gain 2 new weaknesses. So, that's a bit of a sell. I mean, there is an electric type out there, it's Electros, is it? Yeah, Electros, which has Levitate, so it's immune to ground types. Electros was also a contender for the list, but I had to squeeze him over Electivire, so number 6 would be Electros. I said Emolga, I just think it's just one of the cutest Pokemon out there. Probably in the top 5 favourite cutest Pokemon of all time. And as I said, Pika clones, I don't really like using that term because it sort of means that you're expecting the same thing. But out of all of them, Emolga stands out the most for me. Mainly just because of the fact Baton Pass, Agility, Air Slash, and that's another thing, the flying type is unique to it. Let's see, I believe that only other flying electric type out there is Thunderous and Zapdos, both legendaries. So I'm going to class this thing as being the 3rd in the trio of flying electrics. He's up there with the legendaries. Like I said, pretty cool looking Mon. Well, when I say cool, I mean cute, because Luxray is the coolest. So Emolga, you're the cutest one out there. And with respectable power as well, build up that Speedrun Electro Ball, that thing just kills. So taking 2nd place this week, we have Emolga. Number 1. And claiming the 1st place on my top 5 electric types, we have a repeater. A Pokemon who we already mentioned in the first top 5 ever, Galvantula. Now Galvantula took 2nd place on the top 5 bug types, and it was a very close shave between him and Volcarona. and I'm sort of kind of regretting not putting him at number 1, but at the same time I'm sort of like, it's pretty cool. So him being at number 1 here I think sort of settles it. Galvantula, of course, I love the design of it. Electro Spider, pretty damn cool. And the thing is, its power in UU is just amazing. This thing can OHKO a lot of things. I mean, if you watch my Wi-Fi battles, you can see that my opponent's Galvantula bopped my Rienacules, and in the most recent Wi-Fi battle, Galvantula got the hacks on an Aggron, and I absolutely love him for that. He is just one of those Pokemon which I will be using over and over again when I can, because he's probably one of the best ones out there. And that's the thing, when it comes to electric types, I sort of think that, like I said, there are no really standout electric types for me, except for Galvantula. Luxray, Emolga, Galvantula, top 3 electric types. If I was doing top 3s, that would be it. It was really difficult to pick mons for number 5, and number 4 I knew would be Jolteon, just because, I really like Jolteon. Let's go back to Galvantula. Of course, the main reason why people use it is because of the sticky web setup. Get the sticky web setup, help you support your team, really fast for what it is. I love the speed this thing bolsters, and the special attack ain't bad either. Of course, run, focus, sash, and that's the thing, it can do that on 1 HP. It got the Aggron hacks on 1 HP, and I love him for that. I absolutely love him for everything he stands for. If I could have a little plushy Galvantula, I would never stop hugging it, because I love this thing so, so much. Now, I've seen the shiny of it, and I really do wish Galvantula was shiny, because it's a black and yellow spider rather than a light blue, but still pretty cool. And I know I've said, like I said, that's like my catchphrase or something now. But when it did come to the electric type list, as we've just gone through them, there was no really standout electric types, as I've said, because I just sort of find them kind of meh. But Galvantula, however, I think is just awesome as an electric type. If it didn't have the electric typing, it'd still probably be one of my favourite bugs, but the electric typing just makes them all that much sweeter. So it may seem a bit of a cop-out saying that, oh well, your bug type is also your favourite electric type. Well, I find that as a leisure, having the same Pokemon that I love so much be on the list again and again. That's it, absolutely love Galvantula, really cool design, and just the power he can do or bolster is incredible. So at first place this week, we have Galvantula. And there you have it guys, my top 5 favourite electric types. This list was probably a lot shorter than the other ones, but like I said, that was mainly just because electric types do not stand out to me that much. I wouldn't say they're my least favourite typing, because when I look at the typings, I only look at the ones I really like, and I haven't really found a place for electric to sit yet. They're pretty cool Pokemon, and some of them really do stand out to me, like Galvantula, one of my favourites. But if you did like this video, and if your favourite electric type wasn't on this list, write down in the comments your top 5 electric types, and come join me next week when we do the top 5 fairy types, which I'm actually looking forward to, because fairy is the new type, it's the new type, yay, we get to see some new Pokemon. So, hope you all see me then, and also remember, if you want a chance to Wi-Fi battle me, you can always hit me up on YouTube and Twitter, and just ask me for a Wi-Fi battle, which tier you want to do, and you could star in the next ORS Wi-Fi battle. So anyway guys, I've been LucaYasha, and thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all in the next vid. Goodbye.